Hello, everybody. I welcome you all to the third episode of the series GEPIWAT Diaries, brought to you by the Admissions and PR team of SCMHRD. Today, we have with us on the couch Ajit Kumar, a first-year HR student, to give his 2 cents on how he excelled the GEPIWAT process to get into SCMHRD. Hi, Ajit. So, before we move on to the questions, can you introduce yourself to our audience and let them know a bit about your profile?
Hello everyone, I'm Ajit Kumar. I'm from Neyveli, Tamil Nadu. I'm currently pursuing MBA HR in SCMHRD. I have completed my bachelor's in production engineering from PSG College of Technology, and I have 3 years of work experience as a project engineer in an LPG-based company. My role was to undertake LPG piping projects and various industries based in South India. I have worked with multiple OEMs, sub-vendors, and several commercial hotels as well. My other interests include driving, music, and social service. So this is about me in a nutshell.
That is quite interesting to know, Ajit. So moving on to my first question for the day. So post Snap, you had less than a month to prepare for the process, and it was online, so which was something very new for all of us. So how did you approach this process? And it would be helpful if you could, elaborate on how you approached each of the processes.
So I'd separate the processes into 2 buckets. Like first one is PI and the second one is G and VAT. For PI, the first work which I did was to analyze myself and keep the answers ready for the probable questions. As I was preparing with my friend, I used to take mock interviews with him for practice. Also, I was practicing self-intro daily to start with great flow whenever being asked. For VAT and GE, I used an app called Verbal Ability to improve vocabulary. I had a target of learning 30 new words per day, and I also took online quizzes to improve my lateral thinking as well. Also, I was keeping a track of important business happenings around me. So all these added to the mixture, and I'm glad that I performed well during the day.
And we are also glad that you performed really well during the day. Uh, so moving on to the next question. So how was your experience on D-Day, and what piece of advice would you be giving the candidates who are set to appear for this year's process?
So my experience on the DA was pretty great. The interviewers were very much supportive so that I was able to exhibit myself to my best. The certain advice which I would give the candidates before going to any GDR interview process is that first, have all the documents ready and keep it in order. Since it is virtual, check your system audio video settings and keep it ready as well. The second would be take a good rest the day before the interview. Be calm and confident on your own strengths. Third would be before going to the interview, just think of the happiest moment of your life. This will make yourself be positive and set the whole mood of the interview. So that would be my piece of advice to them.
That was quite well said, Ajit. I think the candidates will really find it helpful. So moving on to my last question for the day. So can you elaborate on how you chose your specialization as HR, and how has your overall experience at SCMHRD been?
So as you know, I had 3 years of work experience as a project engineer. During this time, I have always been a part in the recruitment process. I have inducted several GETs, management trainees, and trained the technicians as well. So initially, these added interest in me choosing the HR domain. And also as a project engineer, I have been exposed to operations and sales domain as well. So, and I wanted to expand my horizon in my MBA. So I chose MBA in HR as my final specialization.
That is quite interesting to know, Ajit. So I believe this is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for sparing your time. It has been a really helpful and insightful discussion. Thank you so much.